There's a hidden code in your brain that determines how you show up each day, whether you feel calm or chaotic, clear or scattered, focused or frozen. And it's not just about mindset or personality, it's all about your brainwave state. Most people spend most of their day in a frequency that fuels overthinking, anxiety, and hesitation without even realizing it. But high performers, they know how to shift gears. In this video, I'm going to show you the brainwave hack they use to drop into clarity and confidence and aligned action on demand. And when you learn this, your brain stops working against you and starts working with you. Most people spend the bulk of their day in the beta brainwave state. That's the frequency that's linked to focus and productivity and problem solving, which sounds great, right? Except that beta is also linked to stress and anxiety and overthinking. It's like drinking coffee all day long. At first, in the morning, it can help you focus, but eventually your body's going to crash, your mind is going to race, and your nervous system is going to get fried. Same thing happens if you are living in beta all day long. Eventually, you're going to burn out. And unfortunately, here's the kicker. The more motivated you are to get things done and to achieve your goals, the more likely this is going to happen to you. Now, before we talk about shifting brainwave states, let's get clear on what they are. So your brain runs on electricity, and these frequencies, called brainwaves, are changing depending on the level of mental activity. And once you understand this, it's like getting a user manual for your mind. So there are 5 standard brainwave frequencies, brainwave states, and here's the breakdown. First is the gamma state. This is the fastest brainwave. This state is linked to insight, high-level learning, and rapid aha moments. Next is the beta state. This is for focused, logical thinking. It's great for decisions and productivity, but also where stress and overthinking live. Then there's the alpha state. It's for calm, relaxed alertness. This is your flow state, like when you're walking in nature or journaling. Next is the theta state. This is for deep relaxation and subconscious access. It's the realm of visualization, creativity, and internal rewiring. And finally, you have delta state, which is deep, dreamless sleep. This is where physical healing and full restoration happen. To help remember them in order, I use the simple acronym GBATD, which stands for Great Brains Access the Deep. Because high performers don't just live in gamma and beta. They understand the importance of using the full spectrum. They spend time in the deeper levels because that's where the transformations happen. That's where the breakthroughs happen. It's not just being in busy mode in beta all day long. To help you better understand, you can also think of your brain like a car's transmission. You can use that metaphor. So imagine your brain has 5 gears, if you will, each operating at a different speed. So gamma is the 5th gear, right? Lightning, fast-paced, peak performance cognition, right? You're driving on the Autobahn, no speed limit. Beta is 4th gear. That's your day-to-day productivity zone. Alpha is 3rd gear, right? Smooth, focused cruising. Theta is 2nd gear, deep, meaningful movement. And delta is that 1st gear, or maybe even neutral, if you will, where you're resting, repairing, and resetting. Now, most people keep revving in beta all day, and then they wonder why they're exhausted and fried and scattered. But the high performers, they understand the importance of shifting intentionally, because sometimes the best way to go faster is to slow down. So here's the brainwave hack that I mentioned earlier. If you want to avoid the beta burnout, then you need to train your brain to access alpha and theta waves on purpose. This is what most people don't understand, and they don't do this intentionally, but you should. These states are not just about relaxation. They're the unlock codes to help you tap into your creativity, your confidence, and your clarity. And so the more often and intentionally you can do this, the better off you'll be. And it's not hard to do. So I'll share with you a handful of brainwave tools here that can help you access alpha and theta easily, and you can use them every day. So the first one is simply meditation. Now, this doesn't have to be about clearing your mind necessarily. It can just be sitting with stillness, maybe focusing on your breath or on a single point of focus. But even a few minutes of mindfulness shifts the brain out of beta. And a study has shown that meditation is so powerful, it can actually physically transform the brain. So Harvard researchers found that after just 8 weeks of meditation, participants had increased gray matter in brain regions linked to emotional regulation and self-awareness. That's how powerful meditation is. Secondly, you can use guided hypnosis or visualization audios. Now, when you close your eyes and slow your breath and listen to a guided journey, you shift into theta. This is the ideal state for reprogramming limiting beliefs, overcoming fear, and installing new habits. It's also a tool used by peak performers all the time, right? I've talked about Michael Phelps in previous videos. Also, tennis legend Novak Djokovic attributes part of his mental dominance to visualization and mental rehearsal, right? And this is done in a deeply relaxed state. Another simple tool is just breath work or box breathing. This is super basic, but it works to shift your brain waves very effectively. A few cycles of intentionally breathing, like inhaling for 4 seconds, holding for 4 seconds, then exhaling for 4 seconds, can calm your nervous system fast. And this gives your brain space to exit the survival zone. And finally, you can intentionally put yourself in some low stimulation environments. The more often, the better. So you can go for a walk without music or podcasts or anything or any other distractions. Or you just get into nature where things are a little bit more calm. Or take some time to journal with a pen and paper, someplace where you have some peace and quiet. These pockets of stillness train your brain to slow down. And when it slows down, it starts listening. Ask yourself, when was the last time I gave my mind a moment of silence? Not for sleep, but for recovery. If it's hard for you to answer that question, consider maybe applying some of the tools that I just mentioned. Slowing down your brain waves can feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you're used to solving any problem by pushing harder. So maybe it's time for a different approach. Einstein apparently once said, "You can't solve a problem with the same level of thinking that created it." He was right, but what most people miss is this. He was very much talking about conscious level thinking. And it's true, you can't consciously think your way to a solution when the problem is perhaps rooted at a subconscious level. So this brings us back to the brainwave states and why they're so important. Because if you are stuck at a gamma or a beta level and you're trying to think your way through something, but ultimately you need to get down into a theta level in order to really do the rewiring work, then you need to understand how to do so. So some of this visualization and meditation work allows you to drop down into that theta zone. And once you're there, now you have a better chance of actually doing some of the rewiring work that is going to allow you to solve some of the key problems that you might be facing. If this video resonated with you and you're ready to learn more and figure out how to train your brain and make sure that you access and leverage the power of your subconscious, I created a tool for you. It's called the Mind Control Assessment, and it shows you exactly which subconscious patterns are running in the background and how to shift them. Whatever you do, make sure you don't just wait for more motivation in order to achieve your goals. That's probably not what you need. What you need is to make sure you train your mind so it's on your side. It's working with you instead of against you. Remember, breakthroughs begin within. Bye for now.